All right, welcome back to the
House of Kog. Greetings, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jaime.
And thanks for joining us once again. So, we finally got all the pieces in place. We've got Phoebe here in the garage, and we're going to start tearing her apart. Rather, Jaime is going to start tearing her apart. And I'm going to set you guys up on the GoPro so you can see what's going on. We're going to be stripping her front end apart and getting it off, and essentially getting her ready to pull the engine transmission out. After that, we're going to work on putting the vintage air unit that we've got in there, and then starting to build her back up with the 461 stroker and the rebuilt, beefed up Turbo 350 that I got for her. So, follow along.
Right, so we got this far, or I did at least, and took with the help of Jason, took the radiator off, radiator supports, fenders, all that. So now I'm in the engine bay. The next few things we'll be doing are taking off the connectors, like the grounds right here in the block, the connectors, spark plug wires here, and on the throttle linkage here. So just connections, and it'll be done pretty quickly, and by done I mean ready to get pulled out. So it looks kind of cool like this, I think.
Made a little bit more of a mess than I was hoping for, but clean that up. And we're gonna take it all, got it all loaded here in the back of the truck. Phoebe's engine and transmission and the engine hoist and whatnot all loaded in the back of the truck and whatnot. And so you'll follow along. I was a dipstick and I did not bring a camera on the first drive of the truck, taking it out. I've been out on some test drives in it, and I tried to drive it to Oak Hill, which is about 40 miles away, and it failed epically. The transfer pump in the tank went out, and just a lot of nonsense. But so this is going to be its longest test drive, or not test drive, but longest actual road test. So yeah, I'm going to set up the GoPro and you guys can follow along. So we're going to take a short break from the truck content that you guys have been seeing, and we're going to start working more on Phoebe again. As you can see from the last time you saw her, she's got her engine transmission out. We're going to start the vintage air install on her now. As you can see over here, I've got this aftermarket steel plate. Now I do believe, I've got to finish auditing the vintage air boxes, but I do believe that they included a replacement plate that'll go there. I just got this one because I needed to get the factory AC stuff out, and it was only like $70. Now this is exactly like the one that Piper has, because Piper has an old air AC unit, and Phoebe is going to have a vintage air. Now at the time I think it was 4 or 5 years ago when I got the AC for Piper. Vintage Air didn't really have a kit yet for second gen Trans Ams like they do now. And Old Air makes the Hurricane unit, which is more of a universal AC heat system. And they had a system that I could easily adapt to put in Piper. And the place where Piper's at now, Texas Trans Am, they told me that that's what they put in cars. So that's what I got. Anyways, so we're going to unbox the AC unit and we'll get started. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I got to get it over there and I got to take the glove box out and all the glove box parts. I need to get this dash carrier loose. Got to take the tack out. Probably going to have to drop the steering wheel a little bit and get this out because A, we're pulling that heater AC control out. Got to pull the radio out. And we're replacing the dash gauge cluster with a different set that I have. And also, so when I got Phoebe, these kick panels, as you see behind there, they're shot. And I'll show you a better close-up whenever I get there. But we're taking these carpet pieces out that they got. I'm going to keep them just in case I need them for whatever reason later. But as you can see, they are color matched to the carpet. But we have some new kick panels that have cutouts for speakers in them. And so we're going to be switching to that. And I'm guessing this one fell apart over here. Really just foot traffic for me getting in and out of this car whenever I got it. It was fine. And over the last 2 years, it's just kind of come apart. So trying to work, but got stopped for a pet the dog break. So Noodle over here is, he just loves me, and I love him. Sweet little strawberry dog. I love you. I love you. All right. Well, it's out. So, I'm going to take this opportunity to get back in there and start cleaning out some of those old hoses and checking some of this conduit and braiding to make sure that it's all good and to prep the dash for those new gauges to go in. So we'll be doing that up pretty quick. So Laura and I today worked on adding new garage lights. So here's the way it was before. Trying to work in the garage was pretty dark. As you can see over there, it's pretty dark and whatnot. So we got these, I bought 6 lights yesterday, 4,000 lumens a piece. They had 55 freaking 100, but I thought I'd just try the 4,000. If I needed to go back and get more, I would, but this is going to be plenty of light. So I got a smart switch or smart plug put up there. So computer, turn on garage lights.
Okay.
So now, like, barely even noticed that one being on or off.
I don't know that.
Turned out pretty good. Okay, I got the radio out of the way. I got most of the dash taken apart. Working on the glove box right now. As you can see, we've got our old factory vacuum stuff here. Now, the vintage air system isn't going to need any of that, so I'm just working on getting it all out of the way. I haven't needed it in a long time, but when I took everything apart before to get the AC out, I never needed to take the dash down to this level to work on fishing it all out. And I knew at this point, at the point that I'm at now, or rather, I knew I would be at this point. I was going to order a vintage air unit and whatnot, and I would be at the point where I'd have to go through and take this all apart anyway, and that would be the time to do it. So, the other thing I do need to get on a stick and look for is a radio for this thing. I've used my Milwaukee M12 speaker the entire time I've owned this car, pretty much when I've driven it anywhere. It's got a factory AM radio, but around here where we have drive-ins, they all use FM stuff. So I'm thinking I will probably just take and get an FM radio with Bluetooth in it or something that looks stock and factory, very similar to what I got for Piper, and just need to see what I can find and get one ordered. So I do gotta say, this is interesting for vacuum hose that it's color coded. I really wish that they sold vacuum hose that's color coded these days. I mean, I know pretty much everything these days is drive-by-wire and don't need vacuum tubes and all that. But like, look at this. How many of you guys have had brand new vacuum tubing that's not even 3 or 4 years old and it's split? This stuff is from the 1960s and it's still good shape. Like, this stuff here is still pliable. Like, I can squeeze it with very little effort. So why can't we have stuff that good still? So thank you guys for following along here at the House of Kog. So coming up next is the vintage air install. So we're looking forward to that. We're gonna take a short break on truck content. So I'm trying to work out the final episode for that, for the ECU install. So while I finish working on that, enjoy the vintage air videos. See you guys next time, and always the House of Kog wishes you Kaplop. Till next time.